And I told her I don't care if he is her husband. Right now,
It's time to rise from the grave, pour yourself a cup, and enjoy the coffee crypt.
And a very special thank you to our Patreon subscribers. Hello, and welcome back to an exciting new episode of the Coffee Crypt. Happy New Year, Norin. How are you?
Doing very well. Got my coffee, my Jason mug. It's New Year. Same me though. Same me.
Woo! I forgot my coffee cup. You said, it's so funny. You're like, let me go get my coffee. And I'm like, it's kind of late for coffee as we're recording this. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's because we're recording the Coffee Crypt. I'm a horrible host.
Don't
Clearly,
even. Don't
this
even.
this content break has fried my mind.
That's true. Yeah, we did. You have a long break. Voices. We were on a break because of the whole, celebrating, chilling with the family and everything. So it's a fun time of the year too to just kind of soak up all the success that the channel's had too, because Voices has grown monumentally over the last year too.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, yes, yeah. The channel has, and no small part to you, being part of the growing Voices family. So we appreciate it.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
yeah, I know this has been a blast, and but yeah, I know we talked about you getting a little video for the opening. So as soon as you get that in, no rush though. I'm just excited to see it. I am at least wearing a horror shirt though. My husband got this from as part of my birthday present, an
Ooh,
alien Romulus shirt.
that's
So,
good colors too. That green pops off the black. That looks really good.
well, we get very voices.
Me, I'm
And
sweater weather right now because it is cold over
yeah.
here too. It's been very cold.
Well, I got the heat right here now. So yeah, so for our voices viewers, I this is a new background. I am in a new room. There was a move during the break. We moved right after Thanksgiving, so I have not recorded any content since being in the new house. So this is actually, well, our Courage episode was the first thing I ever recorded in the new house, um, minus the promo video that we put together, which I don't know if Angel put up yet or not. I forget. But this is the first official full voices video. So, but
Nice.
today, now that we are welcoming in a new year, we have a new year of horror. So I pulled up the IMDb upcoming release schedule. So this is primarily going to be cinema focused, things that are going to be in theaters,
Okay.
but obviously there's going to be things out on streaming. So off the bat, so actually, so I don't forget it, so over the break or recently, R.L. Stein revealed that we are going to get a new Fear Street trilogy after Prom Queen, which is was it 1988 Prom Queen is going to be the next
Yeah,
one.
that comes out. Yeah, that comes out this year, I think.
That's going to be
Yeah.
this year, and then we're going to get an additional trilogy after that. So a lot of Fear Street coming our way.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, and they have a plethora of stories to pull from. Because, like I said, when I was reading the article, they have like 50 plus books, which I didn't even realize there's that many Fear Street stories and novels and everything. And I'm happy because when the Fear Street trilogy came out, that was probably one of my favorite just summers. Like just every week watching one and then waiting the next week to get the next movie. And then because it
Yeah.
was a really fun 3 weeks of summer and it kind of held us over until we got to the spooky season.
It was such a summer event. I was thrilled. That was just so cool. Because we had never really had anything like that before.
Oh yeah, that's why I really loved it. Is because Netflix, I think that marketing, that packaging, what they did for that trilogy really did good. Because even though we were saying that, I think all three movies were in Netflix top 10 for like a record amount of time. And I think still to this day, when I watch the trilogy, all three of them hold up really well. And I think it's still one of the best horror trilogies that we have out currently.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's I go back and forth in my head, like what's the better trilogy, X or Fear Street? Just in terms of like
Yep.
consistency and just, satisfying endings. And funny enough, as much as I love the X trilogy, I really tend to lean to the Fear Street trilogy is like they really sort of I mean, I think because they filmed them so close, whereas then there was a bit of a break between Pearl and Maxine, so I think that might have impacted it. Like the only thing similar is I know they filmed all the Lord of the Rings. I mean, we're talking horror trilogies. I mean, Lord of the Rings is a perfect trilogy, but like that's we're that's fantasy. We're categorizing things a little bit here. Um, But yeah, no, I'm so excited for this new trilogy. They haven't really revealed, I think, which books they're going to focus on. Um,
Yeah,
whether or not they're going to be a connected trilogy per se. They could be more anthology focused, you know. But I think
that's
they
true.
would probably benefit from having, well, even if they don't connect all three stories, doing at least something similar where all three are, weeks apart would be really cool to have again.
Yeah, I would really enjoy that. Yeah, I think they should, if they do, and it is a trilogy, I think they should do again the summer event thing because that would be really well done. Like, even if they do have fall vibes in the episodes, it's just people were off during summer, the kids are off. There's just a more opportunity to get eyes on the screen, and especially with Netflix and the way they market, I think that'd be best for them to do that again.
Even though it's not the fall, those like hot late days of August kind of make you think of fall because it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of it's. I remember like Halloween movies coming out, and I mean that's really when horror starts. Like I mean, I think like It Chapter One was like a late August, early September release. Like Halloween Resurrection, I remember being an August release or something or somewhere about. Um, so I don't know. I always kind of associate late summer with horror anyway. But maybe
Me,
that's
I'm a
just me.
camp slasher guy. I'm a camp slasher guy. So yeah, during the summer months, that's when I get a lot of my slashing and camp watching in.
Well, you must have loved Fear Streets. Was it 78 was the camp one, right?
That was really good. It's funny though, because that my favorite one is the first one though, just because the '90s vibes were perfect. Like when I think of '90s nostalgia, I think of the first Fear Street movie, like the
Yeah.
soundtrack, the way the mall looks, everything. It just screams '90s.
Yeah, I mean, and then was it Maya Hawke, right? And it was in the opening.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's
I
true.
just love that they recreated almost like a Scream opening, and that was like, it's hard to do. It's hard to do, and it was pretty fun. But yeah, so let's dive into upcoming horror releases. So our first one, let me just split my screen here a little bit. Hope this doesn't mess with my recording because I have us in gallery view. Uh, we're doing it in Zoom, not StreamYard because my internet's being weird. But okay, so January 13th. So I actually have to get my tickets because it's coming up to as of airing tomorrow. And that's Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Yeah, that's the next one for the, was it the Poonaverse? The
Poohverse,
Poonaverse.
Poohverse. As we're gearing up toward to Monsters Assemble.
Yeah.
So did you've seen Blood and Honey 1 and 2?
I've seen Blood and Honey too, and I've seen the first one. Yeah, I didn't hate the first one. I'm a guy when it comes to slashers, I could be really into it if you give me some cool kills. And I think the first one had some really cool
Yeah.
kills in it, but the story and the lore was a little bit lacking. And then the second one, it has more flavor, more style. Even though
Yeah.
the characters look a little different in the designs and stuff, it was just you can clearly tell like they wanted Tigger to be kind of like a Freddy Krueger type character, and then
Yeah.
there was others that they kind of modeled after other slashers that we like. So I had fun with both of them. They're
Well, they
not
sort of
great
retcon
movies.
the first one a lot, right? Because we find out, right, in the second one that the first one was really a movie based on real events, right? So they were
Yeah,
like, okay, we have the money, we could do this better. So let's just take the first movie, make it in canon, like the stab, right?
yep.
So Blood and Honey is like really stab. And then, Blood and Honey 2 is really like their Scream 2. It's weird, even though we never really saw their Scream 1 technically now because we just saw the movie version of it.
Oh yeah.
But I thought that was kind of a clever little nod. And these are, they're silly movies. The fact that we're getting this whole like horror fantasy expanded universe is just beyond silly. And we get a lot of good horror now. So like if we could throw in some silly, stupid stuff, I'm all for it. I'm sure a lot of folks, it's kind of going to be a wait and see. But this is this is how we're rating things is, I'm out, wait and see,
Let's see.
and I'm all in. This is an all in for me because I do like
That's all in.
silly, so I'm excited for this one. What about you? Are you
My
more of like wait or?
I'm kind of wait and see. So I'll probably wait to stream this one because sometimes when it comes to theaters for me, I have to be very choosy because I don't know, a lot of people know I have a big family, a lot of kids, so it's just getting to the theaters is kind of an event sometimes. So yeah, that this one will probably be like a wait and see. I am excited to see if they can kind of turn this into something more interesting by honing their craft with each film, and they do
Mm,
get a little bit better. So I'm hoping that this
sure.
one is an improvement on Blood and Honey too.
I mean, based on the trailer, it looks pretty serious. It looked like it had some creepy moments. It was silly, I think just by concept, but
Yeah,
it did look like they were trying to make it a little bit scarier. So I'll be curious. We'll see. So that's January 13th, and I think it's only having a 3 night run. So 13,
yeah.
14, 15 in the US. So yeah, so anyone watching these are US dates. So January 17th, though, we got Wolfman, our next Universal Monster remake from Leigh Whannell. This is starring Julia Gardner, Christopher Abbott, Sam Yeager, Matilda Firth. Yeah, so this trailer got me pretty hyped. I'm between a wait and see and super excited. Like I think Invisible Man set a high bar. So I'm in. I'm gonna see it, but
Yeah.
I'm apprehensive. I love Lee Winnell, but yeah, he's got big shoes. He has his own big shoes to fill, really. I think with it because Invisible Man is so good.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but what about you? What do you
So
what do you
for
what are you
for
feeling?
me, this one, the trailer, it has that vibe where it's like it could be dangerously kind of very Blumhousey. It does have that look to it where I'm like, are we going to be able to knock this out of the park? And Lee Winnell already kind of came out, I think, in an interview saying that some people aren't going to like the design of the wolf because they went kind of a more untraditional kind of route.
Sure.
So, me, I want to see it mainly because I do love our lead actor who plays the father. He's in a movie that I love called Possessor, and he's a
Oh yeah.
fantastic actor. He's great. So, based on the cast and trusting Lee Winnell as a writer, I'm gonna go excited.
Oh yeah. No, I think, and it's right around the corner, right? So we're really hitting the ground running. It's funny that this replaced the horror release where we're getting Megan, which was the January release before, but now we're getting her a little bit
Yeah,
later this year, which we haven't even gotten a
yeah.
trailer yet. Um, but yeah, no, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm apprehensive, but I'm excited. So I'm in between. I'm cheating though.
Mhm.
I'm cheating on the scale a little bit. Our next January release is a really interesting concept from Neon. Neon recently had Long Legs, and I think they had
Immaculate.
one other big one. But this is from Steven Soderbergh called Presence. So this
Nice.
is also starring Julia Fox. So she's got two horror movies in January for some reason. Chris Sullivan and Lucy Liu, of all people.
Wow.
So a family becomes convinced they are not alone after moving into their new home in the suburbs. But what's cool about this movie is that it is from the perspective of the entity.
Interesting. So so a lot of people are kind of taking that maybe as like in a violent nature. They're like, maybe we can go from the perspective of the villain characters now.
Yeah. It's sort of, it's going to be a little more, I think we're going to get a little more story, right,
Hmm.
than violent nature, or I'm even thinking, well, Skinamarink, because I feel like you get Skinamarink, if we're going to go from like weird concepts or these sort of concepts, right? You have like
Yeah.
Skinamarink, then violent nature, and I think feel like Presence is going to give us a little more story because it's a house, so it's not like you're wandering the woods.
Yeah.
You're in close quarters with this family, so you're gonna get it. It's just gonna be some really interesting shots. Like it's a lot of swooping shots as the spirit kind of goes through and is there, kind of messing with them. Um,
Hmm.
so I feel like I could imagine there being a lot of family tension. Um, I'm really curious. So just
Yeah.
on because you haven't seen the trailer, I'm assuming then.
No.
So on
Yeah. I'm kind of
concept alone, where do you sit?
on concept alone. I would say I'm kind of in the middle right here because I'm interested, but not like I would go like day one type thing. But I'm like kind of in the middle right there.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I am. I'm pretty in on this idea. I
Nice.
love Skinamarink. I love the violent nature. This is experimental. It's weird. It sounds cool. Um, Yeah, I'm all in on this one. This is
Nice.
coming out January 24th.
Cool.
Funny enough, not the only so January is a long month. And then the following month, we've got Round the Decay. So this one is, let me pull this up here. Round the Decay is starring Rachel Pizzolatto, Roger Clark, Melody Kay. By name, I'm not familiar with them, but they do seem familiar. This is a young woman who returns to the site of her broken engagement, Newport's Valley, a sleepy tourist town with an all-consuming secret. So this one, sort of, I don't know, I have not seen the trailer for this one. But it's kind of giving kind of, yeah, it's a sleepy town secret sort of vibes. The poster has like a creature's mouth. So it is going to be a creature feature, presumably.
Hmm.
Um, and it looks like they're sort of in like woodsy mountain areas. So
Okay.
it's giving a little bit of like rural. It almost kind of looks like Washington State a little bit, just that kind of dreary vibe where they live. I don't
Okay.
know where they say this is Newport's Valley, so it doesn't say the state that it's in. Um, but it was like a fun creature feature. So a lot of creature stuff actually,
Nice.
um, from Wolfman to this. Uh, so on concept, because not much there. You'll have to
Yeah.
watch the trailer. But did you hear of this one?
No, I haven't heard of this one yet, so I'd probably go like not down because I like not concept. I would go like in the middle, probably based on the concept. Yeah.
Yeah, so on concept, I'm in the middle as well on this one because I kind of missed this one. This sort of just showed up as I was going through. However, it does have some competition because on the same, this is one I am truly excited for. On the same day, we were getting Companion with Sophie Thatcher, Harvey Guillen, Jack Quaid. Have you seen the
Oh
trailer
yeah,
for
that
that
one I'm
one?
there for. Yeah, that one I'm there for because this one's got we got some horror icons in here that are growing and becoming more prominent in the horror world. So yeah, this one I'm excited for, and I've seen the trailer for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's got some trippy stuff. It's definitely, yeah, much more of a thriller. Um, so I'll read this. So not for those that don't know, it's a billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and her friends during a weekend trip to his lakeside estate. Um, the trailer right away. This isn't a spoiler. Jack Quaid, bit of a baddie, playing a bit of a
Yep.
baddie in this one again. I love Jack Quaid. He's one of my biggest crushes these days. Between Scream 5 and now this, he plays a good villain. Although,
Hmm.
he's Huey on The Boys. He's a good guy there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but this is a one scene where she's like burning her hand at the dinner table.
Yeah, and she's like tearing up, like not fully crying, but you can see the well of water building up in her eyes.
Yeah, yeah, it's like she could feel the pain, but she can't move away from it. It looks like it's kind of like a bloody sort of fun time. It's gonna be a bit of a comedy. So it's from the makers of Barbarian. So it's gonna have like some intense moments, probably some gore, all that good stuff, but at the same time, having a sense of humor, some maybe tongue-in-cheek commentary, as they
Yeah.
did with Barbarian. I'm thinking specifically, what's his name's character from Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, Justin Long. Yeah.
Justin Long, sorry, yeah, yeah. Very similar there. Oh, and also, what's his name's in this too? I just noticed him in the trailer. He was in Smile too. He's like blowing up. Um, he's a gay actor. He was in White Lotus. Lucas Key.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the drug dealer in Smile too. But he's in this. So yeah, so really cool stuff. Also on the fringes of horror is a sci-fi drama with Kristen Stewart and Steven Yeun called Love Me. So there's a lot kind of happening this weekend
Okay.
or that particular weekend. So it's going to be a lot of tough decisions to make. So then going into February 7th, we have Heart Eyes, which I
Nice.
believe is the movie debut so it's a comedian that I love called Josh Rubin, who directed this movie. So if those are people who are unfamiliar with him, so he does stand up. He's been on, do you know the Dropout series?
No, that I don't know. I think I've seen him in stand up before. Like I've seen the comedy, his comedy.
Josh Rubin's great. So Dropout is a spin-off of College Humor. So Dropout is their own thing now. They have a streaming service. It's all like a lot of improv comedy series.
Nice.
They're very popular for their Dimension 20 show, which is their improv D&D show. They sold out Madison Square Garden, which is crazy. My
Cool.
husband and I are going to be there this month. Josh Rubin's been on that, but well, not Dimension 20, but he's been on Dropout, and he does a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
I actually got him. I paid him for a cameo to wish Dan. I think it was either a happy birthday or a happy holiday or something. And he did a
Cool.
really good Robin Williams impression for us. But he's also just like a good person. He's really sweet,
Nice.
really funny. Um, I'm just bummed that it's produced by Spyglass, which I'm a
Yeah,
little.
they are.
They're the studio behind this one, which if people know is the Scream drama with Melissa Barrera. So, just so you know, that's who's behind this. So I'm a little torn of like I want to support someone like Josh Rubin. I'm sure he's totally unaware of that. Like that has nothing to do with him. It's got great. It's got Jordana Brewster in it, Devin Sawa, Mason Gooding, Olivia Holt. So like people who probably have nothing to do with it. Just Spyglass being shitty. So I need to research like how much money they actually make from this because um, it's a shame. I don't want to like not support people that do good work.
Yeah.
Because of the
That's what's
sheer
really hard
nature
when
of it.
cinema is because, like you said, there's so many elements and people and creative ideas and stuff that goes into a process of making a film. So it is very hard when you want to make your decision on who you're kind of supporting and what and everything.
Right. It's like, how many people do you take down with, one person's
Mhm.
stupid decision? I'm like,
Yeah,
But anywho, I'm excited for this movie. It's a
I
Valentine's Day
am too.
slasher. It's way up there. I mean, Bloody Valentine's the only Valentine's Day slasher I can think of. Um,
Yeah, we have Valentine, My Bloody Valentine, Lover's Lane. It's not a good movie, but
Valentine,
it's a
that's the
movie.
one with Angel, right? With David
Yeah, the
Boreanaz,
actor
right?
who played Angel, and then Lover's Lane is with oh God, what's her name? The girl from Scary Movie. She did this before she did Scary Movie, like 2 years right before
Anna
she did Scary
Faris?
Movie. Yeah, she's in Lover's
Really?
Lane.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a not a good movie, but yeah, it is a Valentine's Day couples slasher movie.
Yeah. But I'll have to watch it just to watch it, just to say I did.
Yeah,
But and I also like Anna Faris. Skipping the next week from that because that's Captain America: Brave New World. I'll be there. I'll be seated for that one.
nice.
But next one, The Monkey, which is the
Ooh,
Steve. That's yeah. So this
yeah.
is the Stephen King adaptation of this short story. This is with Theo James, Elijah Wood, Sarah Levy, who is Dan Levy's sister, Eugene Levy's daughter. So of the Canadian Levies, she's great. She's also in Schitt's Creek, Twyla, if anyone has watched
Yeah,
that
it's a
show.
good show.
But this is also directed by Osgood Perkins, Anthony Perkins' son, who brought us Longlegs last year.
Yep.
So this is a powerhouse of a movie. I am, so you said, like super excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can knock this one out of the park. And this is kind of like I said, loosely based on was it Monkey Shines, I think, or something like
Mhm.
that. And you said the Stephen King thing. Osgood Perkins, I didn't love Long Legs, but I really appreciated what he was trying to do there. So I'm totally going to be there to support it and everything and see what
Mhm.
this idea is going to offer us. I think this one I've seen the trailer too. This is another one that I've seen the trailer for this one.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of humor, tongue in cheek to it, which is gonna be different from Longlegs.
Hmm.
Because Theo James also is really good with comedy. I really like him. Um, Again, also another person from White Lotus who's gonna be in a big because Lucas Gage was in White Lotus. He's gonna be in a lot of horror. And then who did I say? Was in White Lotus. Or maybe that was just it. Maybe it was just Lucas Gage. But two White Lotus alums
Yeah.
doing horror this year. Um, if you haven't seen on HBO, it's fantastic. Um, then we get the next week a film called Vicious with Dakota Fanning, who I am not familiar with this movie. I don't know if this is
Okay.
coming out or I have not seen a trailer for this. A woman spends the night fighting for her existence as she slips down a rabbit hole contained inside a gift from a late night visitor. This is from Brian Bertino, he wrote the original Strangers.
Strangers. Yep. Oh wow. Yeah. I was like, I know that name
So
sounds familiar.
yeah. So, good writer. Dakota Fanning's great. So I just have not heard of this movie. It's supposed to be coming out February 28th. It's
Okay.
listed
I'd
on
probably be
IMDb,
like
but I know
middle
that
ground for
sometimes not
me.
always. It's a wait
Yeah.
and
I'd
see.
probably
Like we don't really know much about it.
Excuse me.
There is a upcoming film on what's this next one? March 14th called Opus. I have not seen a trailer for this. I don't think there is a trailer. Um, Directed by Mark Anthony Green. This would be his directorial debut other than a short film.
Okay.
This is starring Io Edebiri, sorry. So she did a voice for, she voiced April O'Neil in Mutant Mayhem.
Nice.
She was in the comedy Bottoms that came out. She's the Bear. She's on the Bear series. And she was Envy and Inside Out too. So she's up and coming. She's done a lot already, but
Yeah.
a growing career. John Malkovich is in this. Murray
Ooh.
Bartlett, who is also in White Lotus. That's their third White Lotus person. White Lotus and horror. I don't know what's going on, but it's hilarious to me. And so this is an iconic pop star returns after decades missing.
Hmm.
So I'd almost like, I want to say it's like Smile too, but I love that we have another horror movie within a year span of following pop stars.
Yeah, this one I would probably say we probably like said wait and see because I want to hear a little bit more, but I don't want like I said that's the problem with trailers is sometimes they offer too much.
Hmm.
You'd want it to be kind of left a little bit open so we can figure out when we go see it like what it's going to be, but I'd probably say like wait and see for this one too.
Yeah. Yeah, wait and see to like a little more excited because I think Io is great. John Malkovich is a great actor. I think Murray Bartlett's a
Hmm.
good actor. So like collectively, I feel like these actors can deliver a good product and a good performance. And but we'll have to see
Nice.
as far as like the overall like what it's all about.
Yeah.
Um, Skipping ahead a few weeks. We have a film called Drop, which I had not heard
Okay.
of. This is widowed mother's first date in years takes a terrifying turn when she's bombarded with anonymous, threatening messages on her phone during their upscale dinner. This is with Brendan Sklenar, Megan Faye, who, oh my God, that's hilarious. Guess
White
what show
Lotus.
she was from? White Lotus.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is what the fourth, fifth person now.
Yeah,
She
that
also
shows
she was married to Theo James on the show, so they both are
nice.
lining up their own. I don't know, hilarious. There's a there is a conspiracy happening. Um, then we have yeah. Sorry, not to skip ahead. On concept, how do you feel?
That one, I like the idea of that one actually. That one kind of has almost like a fresh kind of vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like it has that feel to it. So I would go that one. I would check that one out just because, like I said, it has that kind of like fresh. I loved with Sebastian Stan. I thought that was amazing, and I like
Hmm.
when they play off like said dates or like in the fact that she's a widower coming back into the dating game. That's a
Yeah.
scary time. So there's just a lot to play with that. So I think this is going to be a good one. I want to see.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's a wait and see, but I think it sounds cool. Like, I do like the
Yeah.
concept. Megan Faye's a good actor. Um, so I think she could deliver a great performance. Um, so yeah, no, I mean that again, that is April 11th.
Cool.
Then we have April 18th, a film called Sinners. There is a trailer out there starring Michael B. Jordan
Okay.
and Haley Steinfeld and Wunmi Mosaku, who was in Loki and Lovecraft Country, and Jack O'Connell. So it's a good cast. Um,
Nice.
oh, and Lee Jun Lee is in it. She is in. She's from Babylon. She was in the Exorcist series. Why
Okay.
Women Kill. I recognize her from that. Evil. So she's done a lot as well. I did recognize her. Um, so this follows. So here's a little synopsis. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. So this looks like a period piece.
Okay.
Um, Maybe post-war. I think this is like a post-war story. It's from Ryan Coogler.
Ooh.
Um, so it sounds interesting as a drama horror thriller. Uh, Looks like there's some like dark magic and murder and mystery and intrigue going on. Um, Based on concept. Well, did you see the trailer for this one?
This one I didn't see the trailer for. No.
Yeah,
Based
based
on
on
concept
concept, I'm
though,
interested.
Yeah, an actor's concept, I'd probably go middle ground for me because I do love period pieces, but it definitely depends on, like you said, the authenticity, the time, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably say wait and see on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I love Ryan Coogler. So Black
Hmm.
Panther director. Obviously Michael B. Jordan. He's bringing him over from their experience on Black Panther.
Yeah,
Haley Steinfeld, funny enough, from Marvel. Because she is Haley is
she was in Hawkeye,
Hawkeye,
right?
right?
Yeah, she was in the TV show. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So she's gonna be like the new, like she's Kate Bishop. I don't know. I think she's Hawkeye, or there's a new version or a new name. I don't know if it's the same like
I think it's just in the
moniker.
comic. It was like Hawkeye 2. It was just like one of those kind of things.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, so that one is April 18th. There is also on April 18th a horror thriller with Dove Cameron. So I know she's a singer. The only thing I saw her act in, well, I got a little under the influence, and I just as a joke watched. And I say as a joke, I actually kind of enjoyed it. Um, on Disney Channel, they did what was it, The Descendants?
Okay.
It's like the kids of like the villains, the Disney villains.
Yeah, and they have their own TV show, or like I think they did movies too.
It's
Yeah,
a
they had
series of
movies for that.
movies. There's a cartoon that I didn't watch that, but I watched like the first of like anyway, this is supposed to be like a psychosexual thriller. I mean, so a little bit of that. So the a reclusive mortician Isaac forms a bond with waitress Cassie. After a harrowing incident, they embark on a path of revenge, blurring lines between reality and fiction in this psychological thriller. So it's
Nice.
got this kind of cool, based on the trailer and like the poster material, it's kind of got this cool like 50s diner vibes. Um, like this waitress meets a bad boy and they kind of go on this like murderous adventure.
Nice.
It's a fun concept. I mean the only thing I saw again of Dove Cameron was like this like cheesy Disney Channel thing. So that's
Yeah,
not to say that she can't deliver a cool like psychosexual thriller performance, you know?
yeah, yeah. This one I would say, based off concept, I would say a little bit more excited than the last one. Like I still wait and see, but like on the cusp of being, I'd go definitely.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would say I agree. It's like a little bit of between like wait and see and I'm in. Like I want to see I have to see the full trailer again. I've just seen bits of it from what I remember. But it almost has like a darker Riverdale vibe. Just but based
Okay.
on the color and like what they're going for here. Um so yeah, and then going to April 25th, we've got the adaptation of Until Dawn, which
Yeah.
I have not seen any promotional material. I don't think there's any trailer or teaser or anything. Um, but you know the story. It's a choose your own adventure, survival, friends in a cabin, and things just go crazy from there. Are you down for the adaptation?
Yeah, this one I'm in for because I think they've been recently, like game adaptations have been coming out really good. And then
Hmm.
we actually do have, what is it, another Silent Hill that's going to be coming out too. So I
Yes.
think they're kind of getting their footing in terms of game adaptations. Even like I said, The Last of Us, the TV show is very good. So creators are finding the way that they're like, oh well, these games already have these creative stories. Let's just bring them to life in a physical live action way instead of trying to think about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I know apparently they're straying a little bit from like the story in some way. I mean, you have to, right? Because it's
Yeah,
sort of like you play the game, people, live and die based on your choices. You can't watch a movie that way, right? So, I mean, unless you're
yeah,
doing one of those Netflix choose your own adventures, but that's expensive to produce. And honestly, I
yeah.
don't want to do the work. I just want to watch a good movie.
They can do the Clue thing where they have like multiple endings, maybe shoot like three multiple endings
Hmm.
and just have it like where it plays all of them and you kind of just watch them at the end.
Sure, yeah. Or you have like a chosen one. Like I think now it's like well, I was thinking of What We Do in the Shadows. They did a sort of a fun thing where did you watch that show?
I've seen the movie, I haven't seen the show.
So in the show, the finale, this isn't a spoiler or anything, is so the Naja, so she uses her powers and she kind of looks at like because it's a the docu-series crew. She's like because it's all the theme is about endings and like so she hypnotizes the viewers and be like, we're gonna give you the ending that you want. And so when it aired, it was you got one ending. And then if you went on Hulu in the special features, you could watch an alternate ending that was a different
Nice.
hypnosis.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, yeah. So they could do something fun like that, like with extra
Yeah,
features. Like here's like alternate ending. Then you could, like you said, like you know, that'd be interesting. But yeah, but that yeah, no,
definitely.
I'm definitely like you. I'm in on that one. I love the game. I love the game. It's one of my favorite gaming experiences I've ever had. So why I would, of course, I'm going to be into the movie adaptation.
For sure.
Following this, so on May 9th, we're getting another adaptation, this time of a book called Clown in a Cornfield. This book has been on my read list for a while. I have not read it yet. It's been sitting there until I pulled the trigger on it. But the plot is a fading Midwestern town in which Frendo the Clown, a symbol of bygone success, reemerges as a terrifying scourge. So it's a little Pennywise reference here and there, so it's directed by Eli Craig. Let me see what he has done. He's done Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
Sweet.
Little Evil on Netflix. So I feel like we're gonna maybe coming in for a little bit, Zombieland. So we're
Nice.
coming in for a little bit of a comedy, I think, here.
Oh, I'll be there for sure. This one, because I'm always down to check out some clown horror. Definitely.
Yeah, cast wise, I recognize Will Sasso. I recognize him from Mad TV.
That's
Um,
good. That's a callback. Yeah.
yeah, Kevin Durand. Um, Planet of the Apes, Proxima Caesar in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, who's Peter and
Okay.
Abigail. I know Angel likes him. She was happy when he was in Abigail.
Yeah, that was a good
Um,
one.
yeah, he's done some Scooby Doo. He's done a little bit of everything. He's been a lot. Kevin Durant. So, anyone else that I recognize? I don't know. Cassandra Potenza. I don't know. Katie. There's a lot of young actors. So this
Okay.
seems like it's going to be a bit of a teen slasher.
Nice.
Yeah. So, moving on. We're already in May now. Summer movies. Well, May
Nice.
16th,
Here
we
we
are
go.
returning to Final Destination with Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Sorry. So this one is not a legacy sequel per se. It's a sequel. It's taking into account everything that's come before it. Well, we know that the plot follows sort of a girl who inherits I believe, her grandmother's vision. Originally, this was going to be a streaming movie, but they decided to go theatrical with it, which is great. So they clearly have some hopes for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have confidence in this one too. I like the first three Final Destinations, so I'm hoping this one can get us more back on track. So I'm excited, but I would say like, wait and see just because like I said, I haven't really loved Final Destination films since the third one. So
Oh,
I
I
kind of
love
want
the
to
fifth. You
wait and
didn't like the
see.
fifth one?
No, yeah, I remember that one how like it ends up tying into it, but I just yeah, for some reason Final Destination is one of those franchises kind of similar to Saw. Like once I get to the third one, I'm like I'm good.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I think the fifth one definitely redeemed you after the fourth one. Um, I will watch all of them and enjoy them, except the
Mhm.
fourth one. I will tend to on my rewatch, I will skip the fourth one. Um, and then because I think the first three again are good. And then the fifth one I think they did a lot of refreshing stuff. Guy Busick of Scream, Ready or Not, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Guy Busick is part of the writing team, so I think he's a good writer. So I think that kind of bears well. Um, well, I just crossed Jenna Ortega's name here. I don't know if it's on this list now. Thinking
Mhm.
about it. It is not on here. But there is Death of the Unicorn, Last Unicorn.
Okay.
It's a unicorn slasher. It's like her and a group of people they accidentally like run over a unicorn, and the unicorn gets revenge, and like it's a horror comedy. Um, that
I know what
one
you did last
looks.
summer vibes.
Oh man, yeah, oh yeah, but with the unicorn, it's wild. Death of a Unicorn. Yeah, so it's with Jenna. It's a good cast. It's Jenna Ortega, Taya Leone, Will Poulter, Paul Rudd,
Wow.
Richard Grant, um, Anthony Carrigan. He's the ball actor from Barry, if you've seen that one.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that show actually. Yeah.
So great cast, looks really funny, great design for the killer unicorn. And I mean, again, so I think this is gonna be a top-notch horror comedy. This one is sometime this year. I don't remember seeing a date. That might be why it's not on the upcoming list.
Okay.
But the trailer did drop for that, so I recommend seeing that.
Nice.
All right, so let's move a little bit. So this is not a horror film per se. Or did I say I was excited for Final Destination? I'm excited for Final Destination.
You're excited. Yeah, you said you're excited, and I was in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for Unicorn, by the way, bringing up Jenna Ortega. I saw her name pop
Yeah,
up.
that
So
was.
it's going to be a wacky movie. Check out the trailer. The next one, not necessarily a horror film, but horror adjacent because it's brought to us by Mike Flanagan
Okay.
of The Haunting of Hill House, Usher, Bly Manor, all that good stuff. He's giving us his next adaptation called The Life of Chuck, starring Tom Hiddleston, Karen Gillan, Harvey Gillen. Um, who else is? Mark Hamill. So this is an
Nice.
adaptation of again Stephen King. I believe this is a novella. A life-affirming genre-bending story based on Stephen King's novella about three chapters in the life of an ordinary man named Charles Krantz. So there might be some horror elements in this one
Okay.
because it is going to bend through different genres.
Yeah, and kind of
Uh,
stretch over time too. If we hit him at
mhm.
three different time periods, we'll see there might be some good prosthetics. If Hiddleston's playing the main guy, which I'm assuming there might be
He's
like
Chuck,
little
yeah.
prosthetic work as he gets older. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then in addition to like Mark Hamill and Tom Hiddleston, the cast is stacked. We have Chiwetel Ejiofor, David Dastmalchian, Jacob Tremblay, Lauren Lavera from Terrifier, um,
Nice.
Matthew Lillard from Scream, Michael Trucco, who's been in a bunch of the Flanagan's projects. His wife Kate Siegel, of course, is going to be in it. Samantha Sloyan, Raul Coley from his projects. So really stacked. You kind of your Flanagan your Flanagan staple actors, as
Yeah.
well as some big big names in addition to.
Cool.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. So that's May 30th.
Nice.
Skipping on over, we've got 28 years later on June 20th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, super excited for Chuck, by the way. I don't know if I don't remember my thumb up or not for that.
That one in terms of cast, yeah, definitely. And Flanagan, we trust him. Yeah, we trust him.
Yeah. But we have 28 years later with Ray Fiennes, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Killian Murphy returning, Jodie Comer. Um, who else is in this one? I saw the trailer for the first time in like on the big screen. In the last movie I saw, and it gave me chills. It
Yeah, it's a
really.
good trailer. This is a good trailer. Yeah, this one I'm excited for, and I think this is like a perfect trailer. Like the way you do it, it has like a lot of style to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a lot of style. It makes me super excited. I know they have what the Bone Temple is the next one.
Yeah, I
Just
heard
the
that that's the
direction.
very next one.
Yeah, just like kind of this like weird, almost like culty vibes. A lot of like really interesting kind of stuff that they're gonna do with this timeline, in these new movies. So I know we've been waiting for this movie for a long time. Everyone got really excited when Cillian Murphy was announced to be back. Um,
Mhm.
Although I don't, is he in the trailer? I remember even. I think
I don't think so.
they're kind of
I
keeping
think
him.
he's supposed to be a bigger part in the second movie. I think he's in both, but I heard his more of a bigger part in the second film.
So they're kind of rebuilding. They're going to crescendo into a bigger story.
Yeah,
So they're probably going to give us some new characters, bring him in as a legacy character, kind of build up to
sure.
something bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then 2 weeks later, no, sorry, 1 week later, uh, Megan 2.0, with the return of Allison Williams. Um, Brian Jordan Alvarez is back in it, although he recently got in trouble um,
Yeah.
for some seedy behavior. So not great there. But we've got, I believe, the same actors coming back for Megan. I think they revealed a little bit of a new design for Megan 2.0, kind of a snazzy
Okay.
new outfit. Um, Jermaine Clement is in it. Violet McGraw, who I believe was in the isn't she in a series of unfortunate events?
In the TV series.
I feel isn't she? She looks like
She
that.
might be,
Maybe
yeah.
not. No, she's not on.
Yeah.
No, she's not. I'm making that up in my head.
Oh, you are?
She looks like the girl. No, she was in. She's gonna be in Life of Chuck. Funny enough.
Okay.
Oh, she was Katie. She was the original girl. Sorry. So she's the niece. She just looks older in this picture. Emily Browning's the girl I'm thinking of. She would be much older.
Alrighty.
That's right. So anywho, so yeah, returning cast. Because we know by the end of the first movie, she's uploaded into like,
Yeah, she's uploaded into a different or yeah, they're gonna steal the idea and make a new one.
yeah, oh yeah, right. They took plans, so she's gonna be, you know, stronger, sassier than ever. I'm so excited. I wish these
Yeah,
were R-rated, but I still had fun in the first one. The
you did.
uncut gave us a little more blood, some more cursing. So obviously, I'm excited for this one. I'm gonna be more excited when we get the unrated version. Um, but where are you at?
Me, I'm probably wait and see middle road because Megan, I didn't love it. There are elements I really liked of it, but it was like one of those films that like after I watched it twice because I watched the regular version and then I watched it unrated and then I was like, yeah, but they could improve on it. So that's why I'm like, wait and see. I'm hoping that they
Yeah.
get a little bit more crazy, a little bit more campy with it. And like I said, creative kills and characters. My favorite thing about the first one was the boss. That actor is
Oh,
hilarious.
sure. Yes.
I love that guy. He's a comedian and he does was it Stephen Colbert like Daily Show stuff. So I've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
him a
that's right.
lot.
That's right. Yeah, no, he was funny. Yeah, no, I mean, yes, it was campy. My husband and I were laughing in the theater. We were
Hmm.
having a good time. I think it could definitely make it funnier. They can make it bloodier too. I think they know what works, and I think they'll double down in the second one.
Yeah,
I hope. I hope we get some good dance moves from some more sassy one-liners, some more random breaking into song for no reason.
yeah. I'm hoping that we get just a little more silly with it. I'm cool with weird.
Ramp it up, ramp it up. A couple of weeks later, we are getting the big return to the Jurassic franchise. Uh,
Yo,
July 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth with Jonathan Bailey, hot off of Wicked, Scarlett Johansson, um, and we got Ed Skrein, Manuel Garcia Rolfo. Who else we got? But yeah, those are the Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson. Those are sort of the big
yeah, some big
additions to the
names.
Jurassic World universe. So the synopsis that is on IMDb. So 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from three massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. Um, I would like to avoid the human cloning. I think we can kind of shy away from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely.
Outside of that, I kind of like that we are just embracing dinosaurs living on Earth. And
Yeah,
we are just sort of surviving now. And it's such a cool, there's just so much more you can do. I mean, just open the world. It doesn't have to take place in a park, it doesn't have to take place anywhere specific. You can kind of just do so much, which is what the animated shows are doing.
yeah.
Angel and I are big fans of Camp Cretaceous, which was taking place during Jurassic World, and then between one and two, and then Chaos Theory, which is taking place between two and three in the
Okay.
series. And they're really broadening the world with that animated show, and I'm surprised. And the character arcs and the emotional beats are so good on that show.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but I love to see that in this new one. I don't know if they plan on doing more after this. I'm assuming if it does well, they will. But yeah, this is Gareth Edwards, who I believe did Rogue One, which is I think one of
Yeah.
the best newer Star Wars movies.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's probably one of those hot takes that I die on a hill for. Like I'm like that one is it probably if you want to go just based off an objective technical value, I think that is probably the greatest Star Wars movie. It's so good. Like I get emotional every time I watch that movie.
I think you get more. You really feel the war in Star Wars in that movie.
Definitely.
You feel the loss, great characters, great action. I really, yeah, I know. I mean, I do think it trumps a lot of, yeah, I would say even the original trilogy.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's an emotionally great film. So with him at the helm, I think we're in for a good Jurassic movie.
Yeah, this one I'm excited for because I didn't like the last movie. I didn't like it at all very much. I thought it was kind of just the story and how they brought in the older characters, which I don't mind seeing them again, but just the story that they brought them into, it just wasn't as interesting, like I said. And then this one with the creator at the helm, our cast, I'm hoping the fact that we're getting a gap too, where it's like I said, it's post 5 years after the previous one. So I hope that we're getting a more darker, deep story, but it's character driven.
I think so. I think it's we fresh start. I think
Yeah,
it's going to be really interesting. I don't, we're not retreading the. Let's not, let's clone. Let's not clone. Let's open the park. Let's not open the park. I think I like that
we've
we're
done
getting
that
away
enough.
from
Yeah,
that, and we're just gonna do like an intense dino adventure.
yeah. So
Um,
I'm all there for this one. I'm definitely in for this one.
yeah. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, unfortunately for horror, they're gonna have to sort of step aside a little bit. They have a little bit of a dance to do because July 11th we've got Superman. So
That's true.
that's gonna sort of take over. And then we get sandwiched between Superman and Fantastic Four is I Know What You Did Last Summer. So
Oof, that's gonna be rough for them.
which I'm excited for. I mean, I like that it gets a bit of a week break. So you get like Superman one weekend, July 11th. Then you get I Know What You Did Last Summer, July 18th, and then Fantastic Four, July 25th. So they
Okay.
get their own weekend, but as far as longevity, I'm nervous for them.
Yeah, that's the thing that's gonna be hurting and stuff. And me, I'm okay with the fact that, like I said, this one is supposed to be acknowledging the first one and the second one, right? This is taking place like
Yeah, I
they
don't
do
think it's like a
exist.
requel. I don't think
Yeah.
they're or like retconning anything. I think it's just a legacy sequel, and I
Okay.
believe that LaVue is back.
I've heard, yeah, her and Freddie Pence, I heard they were coming back. I heard hers was a rumor, but I think as it's getting closer to it, it's more strongly an actual fact thing.
Right, right. I'm I'm a wait and see on this one. I
I'm the
you
same.
know I don't think it's necessarily a legacy sequel that we needed, to be honest. Um, I like the first one. I enjoy the second one, but it doesn't have that oomph that a lot of the other slashers did. Um, there's a female director coming in, so I'll be curious to sort of see like what her take might be.
Yeah.
Because I think no, Kevin Williamson wrote it, right?
Yeah.
I forget who directed it actually.
Yeah, that I forgot who directed the first one. Yeah, but I'm kind of in the same boat with you where I really enjoy the first one. I have a lot of nostalgia vibes when I watch that one, but the second one I'm like mediocre on. But like you said, in terms of a franchise, it doesn't pull in like the horror, you know what I mean? It doesn't pull out the like love for me. I'm just like, yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like in the middle with this one. Like if it sucks, I'm not gonna hate it. It's not gonna hurt my feelings, but if it's good, I'll be happy.
Yeah, right. I won't be mad at it. I'm not mad at it for existing. I'm just sort of
Yeah.
like, we'll see, if I like it, great. If not, like kind of move on and I'll stick to just watching the first one on the 4th of July like I always do.
Yep.
Um, Skipping ahead a little bit, I mean, there's a couple of thrillers in there, but I want to like kind of speed this along. I don't want to, drag through each one. But we have, I don't know. I have actually, is this still coming out? I see it on here. Thread, which is the Insidious
Really.
tale with
Okay.
Mandy Moore and Kumail Nanjiani, which is the Insidious spinoff. Is that still happening? I know it's on this
That one
list,
I
but
haven't heard. Yeah, I haven't heard any like that one. I didn't see on. Usually, I see those poster pictures where it shows you everything that's coming out in 2025, like horror movies, and I didn't see that one on there.
yeah, because it's funny. It's still listed as pre-production, so can't be coming out this year if it's in pre-production. So
Yeah,
I don't know. But anywho, apparently, I guess it was maybe supposed to come out this year, and then it just never got moved around. So anyway, just
yeah.
to remind y'all that that was supposed to happen.
Hmm.
Then we have The Conjuring Last Rites, September 5th. I believe that is
Yep,
happening.
that's a big one. Yeah, because this is supposed to be, I think, their last performance together.
That's gonna be
Wilson
sad
and
to see them go. I'm excited
yeah,
for it just for it kind of being their swan song. Even though the third one wasn't as, I mean, I enjoyed it just because it's them, but not, not as strong as the first two entries.
yeah. So this one, I'm kind of like, I'm this one, I'm there for because I want to see, like you said, how they kind of cap off their particular characters. I know they're going to do more in the universe, but in terms of their story, they're kind of wrapping up their stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, so we'll see. What the actual story ends up being. And then we have, let's see, we've got something called Him on September 19th, starring Julia Fox,
Okay.
who's in Wolfman, and Marlon Wayans and Tim Heidecker.
Hmm.
This one, a promising young football player joins an isolated compound to train under a dynasty team's aging quarterback. Interesting that this is listed as horror. It feels like a football movie, but then you know what? A sports horror movie, if this is accurate, sounds kind of wild.
You could, if you go like horror elements and treat, like you said, the aging quarterback as almost like maybe like a Whiplash type character, like that teacher in Whiplash. He was pretty
Oh
intense.
yeah.
So J.K. Simmons go kind of like that route where you're kind of like an overbearing, crazy person who's trying to get the youngins like kind of whip them into shape and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think it could be intense. I mean, I think, a lot of people might describe their sports experience as horrific. So kind of cool to sort of see that metaphor play out a little
Yeah.
bit. We then have The Bride, which is Maggie Gyllenhaal's take on Frankenstein.
Ooh.
This is going to be September 26th. So this I knew was coming. I guess they're probably in post-production now. So Maggie wrote and directed it based on Mary Shelley's book. Her brother Jake is in it, as is
Nice.
Christian Bale. Funny enough, they were in The Dark Knight together. Um, then we have wait, was Jake Gyllenhaal in Dark Knight?
No, Jake wasn't. No, I don't think Jake was in Dark Knight yet, but
Christian
Christian
was.
and Maggie were because yeah, she played the love interest.
Yeah. But then other casts, we've got Peter Sarsgaard, Annette Bening, Penelope Cruz. Um, what else we got? Jesse Buckley, John Magaro. So good cast, and it's listed as a musical too. So I'm very curious what they're gonna do with this character in this story of the bride.
Oh, I'll be
Um,
there for that one, especially
mhm.
because like I like Maggie Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale, and I'm always down for musicals. Like I love musicals.
Yeah, yeah. So some smaller releases, I'll just kind of give them a little nod. October 3rd, we're getting oh sorry, I'm skipping. Um Saw 11
Nice.
is this year, September 26th. I don't think that got delayed.
I
Or
don't
it
think so. No.
did, but I think I got delayed
It,
from last year to this year.
yeah.
So that'll be this September. And then some smaller releases. We Harvest, October 3rd. Also on October 3rd, The Legend of Johnny Jones. Don't know what that's about, but that's there.
Hmm.
We're getting the Black Phone 2.
Two. Yeah.
That's October 17th. Where are you with that?
That one I'm kind of really interested in just because I want to see how they bring certain characters back. Not to spoil too much from the first one if anybody
Yes.
hasn't seen it, but I'm interested in to see if it's just going to be like flashback stuff or maybe like a PTSD kind of trauma thing, and maybe certain characters make an appearance through like dreams or haunting memories. But we'll see.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm like waiting. I like the Black Phone. My issue with the Black Phone is the trailer revealed everything.
Yeah, marketing was bad for that
The
one. You're like,
marketing
yeah,
was so bad for that movie. And I sat there watching, I'm like, there is nothing shocking about this movie because they played it all in I mean, just literally I think they even played out a couple of the plot twists that were supposed to be plot twists in the trailer. So I was like, oh, okay. So it didn't like, I was waiting for something different to happen, and then it just kind of played out the way you would naturally conclude it to play out.
yeah,
So I was like, ugh, but that's not the movie's fault. That's just marketing's fault. So
okay.
maybe I'm not gonna watch the trailer for it. I think I'm just gonna just
That'd be a
go in
good
and try
idea.
to enjoy
Maybe,
it.
yeah, just going blind.
I'm gonna have to. Um, then some other smaller releases, a film called The Watchers and Detour 95. Detour 95, why do I feel like this looked there was something
Hmm.
weird about this one that I
Maybe
want
like a road horror movie.
um I think it's a road horror. Yeah, yeah, yes. But the poster looks like something out of the 90s. And I'm like trying to. So the plot for that one: Candace leaves northern New Jersey for Miami, Florida, to escape the violence and poverty. She quickly finds herself fighting for her life in a redneck nightmare. It just feels like a trashy
Oh no.
'90s movie. The
Dang.
poster's so bad, but it looks like it could be a lot of fun
Cool.
because of that. So then there's a film called The Third Parent, which I remember this one actually. This is coming out on Halloween, starring nobody. I don't know.
You're like,
So
nobody
it's
really.
directed by David Michaels. Who's this? So David Michaels did nothing that we know, nothing that I know. So amidst the 4th of July celebration, a disturbing figure named Tommy Taffy emerges, disguising himself as a human to infiltrate a suburban neighborhood and impose authoritarian rule
Oh
on
wow.
unsuspecting families. So I guess he takes over as the quote unquote third parent. Um, it's listed for Halloween. I don't see any actors attached to this. Um, but I'm intrigued because of the lack of information. You know what I mean? Like it could be an absolute shit show, or it could be fun.
Yeah. There's
Um,
possibilities.
uh, closing the season, let's see, we've got Predator Badlands.
That's a big one I'm in for. Yeah, I'm in for
Mhm.
that one because I think Dan Trachtenberg's coming back for that one. I think.
I think so. Let me take a look. Yep, Dan Trachtenberg's coming back for that one. Elle Fanning starring. Yeah, like that was that. Yeah, that Prey was a huge like woof surprise. Um, I enjoyed, I mean, Alien Romulus. So our sort of sci-fi villains coming back is huge. So we've got another horror one on Halloween, The Evil Within. Don't know what that's about. Very limited
Mhm.
information. Then we've got something called Indecipherable on the 15th of November.
Okay.
Um, Something called STZ. It's a
Hmm.
comedy horror in November. Um, it's a zombie film, sex crazed zombies. So I feel like it might be a
Uh-oh.
limited or
Uh-oh.
VOD release.
Exploitation. No, I'm just joking.
Oh yeah, a little exploited. Yeah. Um, but on the same day that's coming out, not really horror, but there are going to be horror elements in this one because if you're familiar with the Wicked property, Wicked Part 2 goes in some cool directions
Okay.
for in the second act. So Wicked for Good, which is Wicked Part 2, next holiday season, next Thanksgiving.
Okay.
There's going to be some cool stuff. With I'm hoping I don't I know part one was PG. I hope they make this one PG-13 because there is some stuff that they could do really intensely and really cool if they decide
Nice.
to go just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Um, and then really closing out the year, we've got Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, actually, go back because I didn't ask you if you were excited for. Did you see Wicked?
Wicked. No, I haven't seen it yet. No, I'm still waiting to see that one.
Fantastic. So that's a big thumbs up for me on part two.
Nice. I'll
Yeah,
probably be a wait and see. I'll have to
there's no
watch
wait
the
and see
first
for
one
you, but
first. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's gonna go from a this to this.
Okay.
Once you do see the first part. I'm actually reading the book now. I'm almost done with the book.
Nice.
It's a four-part series. The books are much darker. They're rated
Yeah.
R. There's like straight up murder happening. It is nuts in Oz. So recommend the books if you want something a little spicier.
Cool.
Um, and then I believe that is it. We are getting a return to the Return of the Living Dead series, that comedy series, comedy horror. So
Yeah,
I believe we're getting the new one on Christmas.
that's going to be
Um,
interesting because the trailer, I've seen the teaser for that, but I think it's like one of those teasers where they shoot footage that's not going to be actually in the movie. Like I think they just
okay,
shot this footage specifically for a teaser, but it's supposed to be a Christmas movie, and I heard the first movie's supposed to be canon still, so we'll see.
interesting. Yeah. So, and then Anaconda is getting sort of
Yep.
a meta comedy also on Christmas with Jack Black, Paul Rudd. Um, we're getting a thriller on Christmas called The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney, Amanda
Ooh.
Seyfried. So again, horror adjacent. So we're getting a lot of like horror and thriller, funny enough, on Christmas, which bring it. I'm all for that. Um, And then we're getting Killer Clown Girls on New Year's Eve or right before. I don't know what that's about. Sounds wild. I'm in for that.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then quick preview for 2026. We will be starting the year with the Megan psychosexual thriller spinoff Soulmate. So I am super excited for that one because I believe that is going to be rated R, and I think it's going to be more of the edgier Megan.
Okay, cool. That'd be cool.
So,
Yeah, more like what was that one movie they did? There's an AI movie with a female like cyborg. It was by Garland. Alex Garland did it, and I can't remember the
oh,
name of it. Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is going to be sort of like more of a trashy version of that.
Okay.
Wow, trashy is I say trashy with like endearment, like fun, sleazy kind of, with
Yeah,
probably
I do
still a
like.
brain. But yeah, so that's a big recap. We kind of was about an hour, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, we recapped at least on IMDb all of the upcoming, at least theatrical releases that are currently
Theatrical
on
stuff.
there. Things might pop up. Things are like we said. Netflix has the Fear Street movies. There's going to be things on digital for
Shutter's
sure.
gonna get stuff for sure. Shutter will probably be
Shudder's going to
popping out
have
some stuff.
things.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to get another VHS this year. Uh, I'm hoping for that. Jane Schoenberg, who did I Saw the TV Glow. I don't know if it's coming out this year, but she's going to do another one called Camp Miasma with similar like Friday 13th or Friday 13th vibes, but with like the TV Glow sort of
Aesthetic
aesthetic,
to
I
it.
guess that
Yeah.
she was going for, or whatever. So lots of cool stuff. Yeah. But on that note, thank you so much for joining. Again, Norn. I just say thanks for joining. You're a part of this, so
Yeah.
I should
Thank you so
say,
much for
so
like.
good to see you again.
It is good to see it. Like I said, get back to the grind and start filming again. And as we said, we had a 2024 was a great year for horror. So I'm hoping that 2025 is going to keep that vibe going and flowing. You know what I mean? Because I think in terms of my favorite years recently, I would say, yeah, 2022 and 2024 were huge, huge bangers. So I'm hoping this one could
Absolutely.
keep that flow going.
Yeah, we're gonna need some good distractions in the coming year, so I'm all for it. Give us more good horror. Could always use a horror distraction. So yeah, and again, happy New Year to all you guys. Thank you so much for checking us out at the Coffee Crypt. Stick around for Voices, more stuff from Voices. Oh, Norton's channel as well. We just
Definitely.
recorded our next Courage episode, so more of that to come. Anything else that you want to plug into?
Oh, basically, yeah, just right now, kind of getting into the grind. Do have a poll currently up right now, but it's going to be closed by the time this comes up. So
No.
by the time this video comes out, I will know what my next horror franchise kind of deep dive is. So I
Awesome.
have three choices on there, and whichever one gets the top vote, I'm going to be, shooting that reviews and ranking those films.
Cool. Very fantastic. All right. Well, thanks again, Norn. Thank you, everybody. Be sure to check Norn's channel out. We'll put the link in the description,
Down
as
below.
always. And yeah, share, like, subscribe, spread the love, and we will catch you next time on the Coffee Crypt. Have a good
Peace
one.
out.